YouTube. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy SVT Vasquez back with another video, back with a little banger, man. In today's video, we're going to be discussing something different. We're going to be talking about finances and how to become financially stable and successful at a young age.
I'm on TV. Oh shit! First cops, now this. Oh man, I'm be a star, son.
At the moment, guys, I am working on my Mustang. I have it up on jack stands already. I drained the transmission. I'm about to take off the exhaust and get that transmission out and change my clutch to an RXT. And I'll be posting a video of that as soon as I get done with it. So expect that to come here in the near future. Okay, guys, so as you know, I just started a new series of me vlogging in my NSX as I drive to school, or if I'm driving anywhere, really. Once I get the chance to record, I'm gonna make one of these videos for you guys. And it's been brought up to my attention by one of my subscribers that I look relatively young. I have big dreams, and I have nice things. I look financially stable. So how do you make that happen at a young age? First of all, I'm gonna tell you guys that this is not a BS video. This actually applies to anyone that's willing to watch the video and apply it to their lives. When I was in the military, there was a financial counselor that would come talk to us individually, and usually people have to pay for financial counselors to talk to them, but the military provided a counselor for us to talk to us about financing and how to make money. So one of the big things that stuck out to me while the counselor was explaining to me how to be more successful with your money is you have to sit down and write your wants and your needs. So I actually sat down and broke it all down from a month to month basis. You have to write down how much you make a month, as well as how much you spend and where is it going. So you have to split up the two into wants and needs. Your needs are gonna be, you're gonna need to pay for car insurance, you're gonna need to pay your rent, your food, and perhaps your clothes on your back. You're obviously not gonna want to buy a whole new wardrobe, but everybody needs new clothes here and there. So you're gonna want to break down what your wants and what your needs are. And once you break down what your wants and what your needs are, you're gonna actually see how much money you have left over. So now your wants are gonna be your things like going out to the movies, spending money on fast food, video games, anything that has to do with that sort of anything that you want that you don't actually need to survive. Pretty much car parts are included. So the sad thing about finances and managing your money is that in high school we don't have classes that teach you these things. We don't ever get that kind of training where someone breaks down to you how to save money, how to make money, all these important things that we need to survive. Unless your parents sit down and break it down to you, most of us have to learn the hard way. And I was lucky enough to be in the military at a fairly young age to where I learned these things pretty early on, early enough for it to matter. And with that being said, I don't spend all my money on car parts. I could build an amazing car at the moment, but because I apply these rules to my life, I have more self-control, which brings me to my next point. One of the major keys to becoming financially successful is having self-control. During my psychology class, I found out that research has shown that kids that have more self-control are more financially stable in the future. And what I mean by this is scientists actually took kids at a young age, around 5 years old, sat them in the room, and they told them, they put a cupcake on the table, and they told them, if you wait 30 minutes, you could have 2 cupcakes. So don't eat this one, and we'll give you a second cupcake. So that's a financial gain. If you wait a little longer, you'll end up with 2 instead of 1. Some of these kids couldn't wait, and they ate the cupcake. Some of these kids, a fewer amount of these kids did wait and got the second cupcake. And there's actually a video of this. You could watch it on YouTube, and some of the kids are struggling not to eat the cupcake. Some of them achieve the goal, and some of them don't. But the experiment doesn't stop there. The scientists followed these kids all the way to adulthood and see how they were doing. Most of these kids that had the patience to wait for the second cupcake made it all the way to high school. Made it all the way to college, got a career, and are doing fairly well for themselves. They aren't millionaires or anything like that, but based on our population, they're doing, you could say they're successful. It plays a big part because you have to live lower than your budget. And what I mean by that is, let's say you make $3,000 a month. When you break down your budget, don't plan to spend $3,000 a month. You say, oh, I have to pay $2,000 in rent. That means I could pay $1,000 on a car payment, and I could buy a more expensive car. That's not what that means. Buy a cheap car that maybe you only have to pay $200 a month. You could save up that extra money, pay the car off, and now you're saving $1,000 a month. So try to live where you're pocketing the most money that you can while still living comfortably. I'm not saying don't live comfortably, live on a box or anything like that, but try to live as close, as low to your budget as you can. So what I do is, if there's no need to go out and purchase food, or go out and spend money on clothes, things like that, I don't do it. You could ask my girlfriend. I used to go to the mall all the time and look at new shoe releases, and I had a shoe addiction where I would buy a shoe almost every single weekend because Jordan's released all the time. So my problem was, I would go to the mall and it would become more of an issue for me to resist once I see them in hand. So what I started doing is I stopped going to the mall. I spent more time at home. I purchased a PlayStation. So purchasing things that are going to entertain you at home is a big positive, because let's say you purchase a PlayStation or you purchase a big TV to watch movies, you spend more time at home and less time spending money. As well as other hobbies, you could buy a bicycle and spend more time cycling. You could buy a gym membership and spend more time at the gym. So these activities will keep you entertained so that you're not out there spending money. So you have to figure out where you want to invest your money, so that you're not spending all your money. You're spending just a little bit of your money just to keep you entertained, to be able to spend more, so that you're able to save more money in the long run. So those are the rules that I apply to myself to be able to save more money. Live lower than your budget so that you're not spending all your money every month, and have some self-control so that you don't go on these big spending sprees, and that you put your money where it matters. The last tip that I'm going to leave you guys with is investing in yourself. So I had a conversation with my older brother. I told him, I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna make this YouTube thing work. And not to toot my own horn, I'm not saying I'm the best YouTuber out there or that I'm gonna become successful or not, but I told him I'm gonna buy a new Corvette. And I still stand by that. Whether it's from YouTube or from my job, I'm gonna buy a new Corvette. And that seems like a pretty high standard, but the reason I say that I can do that and why I'm so confident in doing that is because I'm investing in myself now. I'm going to school and pursuing a career that I want, where I will be able to afford things like that. So the thing about investing in yourself is that you could start at a very young age. Let's say that you started working at a fast food place straight out of high school. Okay, you're living at your parents' house, so most of that money you could pocket. Fast food place here in California will pay you anything, I would say, from like $14 to $15. That's minimum wage, I believe, at the time. So let's say you make $200 a week or anything close to that. With that $200, don't spend it and don't go buy shoes, don't go buy clothes. Spend it on buying other things that will help you get to the next level. For example, I spent my money on a guard card. Why a guard card? Because a guard card here in the Bay Area in California would pay out roughly around $20 to $25, depending on who you work for. That's an easy investment that you can make. It's about $200 to purchase a guard card, get the training, go through that, and now you're in a bigger bracket where you could earn more money and you have a bigger budget. So that goes with having self-control, and it will help you become more financially stable, especially if you're living at your parents'. If you apply these things at a young age where you're not paying for rent, you can make a ridiculous amount of money in that short little time. So I understand security isn't for anyone. You could apply yourself to an electrician's course, anything really. You could buy tools to become a construction worker. If cars are your thing, you could buy the equipment to become a detailer, to detail cars. Anything is possible. You could invest in yourself so that you get a bigger income. So those are the tips that I'm going to leave you guys with to become more financially stable. Since I am a veteran, later on I will make a video of what kind of jobs veterans can get coming straight out of the military, and what could help them to get better adjusted to becoming a citizen, because I see a lot of veterans that are homeless. I don't know if some of these people just hold up veteran signs to get more tips, or if veterans are actually homeless. I need to do my research more on that, but that will be a video coming out in the future. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. We're at 300 subscribers. I really appreciate every single one of you guys. That's gonna do it for today's video. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
I'm just all about this money. I don't think about no thoughts. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D. Born and raised in the dot. This is real as you gon' see. Girl, you don't know about me, so get off my fucking D.